Afternoon, traders, and welcome to another edition of Awesomecallstrading.com. I am AJ, your host for the next 15 minutes. I'll kind of run through this recap that we did today. It is Monday, July 22nd, and we have a very busy week ahead of all of us. We've got tons of earnings on the calendar. We have, I can't, earnings. We've got a lot of analysts being upgrading today. The chip makers from Goldman, um, man, MU, AMAT, LRCX, they were just all in play today. Just incredible calls by Goldman today. And finally, for a change, they went the direction which is up instead of collapsing, like something in retail. So anyway, really good plays today. Um, I kind of saw GLPG gapping up, and you know me, if I don't have a real solid reason why it's gapping up, I'm going to want to short that and make it the number one pick in the room. I'm going to share with you a great trade that a lot of you did not have on your list, and nobody even saw it coming, but we played it in our room, and it was Pays, and Pays turned out to be it did exactly what it said, paid. I mean, it was an incredible call today. We played Pets, COM, BHVN, AMAT, and MUDBA LR6. Let me go into a few of them. First of all, I want to give a prop to Awesome Calls Trading, the room itself. A couple days ago on Thursday, I gave a AC ST. I gave a swing play, and it was down here. It was an Oppenheimer, I believe an Oppenheimer $7 price target. And I said the stock should hit around $2 in a few days, maybe two. I think my list said $2, 2.15. You could take size. It was only gapping up at that day, as you can see. It was only gapping up, I think 20 cents. I told everyone, do not buy the pop here. Wait for the pullback. I was looking for 142 to 145 to start buying. Your risk at that point was 8 cents, and just to buy and hold and add on weakness. It is an Oppenheimer. I do love Oppenheimer swings. And voila, the stock hit $2.10 today. So if you had bought in 1,000 shares, 1,400 buying power, and waited 1, 2, 3 days, then you got rewarded with a $700 paycheck. If you bought in 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 shares, then you could do the math. Basically, it went up 70 cents. Um, Size matters in a trade like this. It's just been up and up, and I still think it'll continue to go higher. I'm thinking 225, 250 probably stop, and then it'll probably come down. All right, so we do want to get props on that. It was called in the room on Thursday. You can clearly see where we started taking positions, and we wanted 142, and it hit 143 that day. And that way your risk was only 7 cents. Really good quality call in the room for a swing play. I'm going to take you to a stock called Pays. I know none of you have traded this today. We really enjoyed this. This was our number 2 pick in Awesome Calls Trading. What made this fantastic was the setup it provided to us all in the room. I would like to share it with you. Again, the stock is called Pays. This morning, the stock was gapping down. It closed right here on, forgive me, I apologize. Right here, it closed on Friday, about $17, 17.20, somewhere around there. Well, this morning, it was gapping down to 16.20, and it caught my eye. Didn't know why it was gapping down. It was very thin, but something was up. I immediately went to scanners, and I determined that the stock, they were doing 150 million offering with no price set, and um, the day today they announced the offering. They also BTIG came in also and downgraded the stock to sell to $12. Clearly, this was just a short. There was no long in the stock. I wanted everyone to get it. I couldn't really find that nice micro penny stock for $2 or $3 for traders to make quick money on $2. Um, so the next thing that I found was this one. I felt, this is at least a solid play. You're going to get a 2-point pull, and you're going to get paid on it. And you know what? It was a magnificent trade for everyone who took it in the room. If you would have been in here, this would have been yours as well. It was cheap, it was inexpensive, it was easy to be shortable, and you had two factors going in. You had a huge offering on a thin stock, which is devastating, and then you had a sell rating at 12. There's no other place for this stock to go down, go except down. So I said, take it at 1640 and then take it to 14 and under. When it hits bottom, it will do a 1 to 2 point bounce off the bottom. I want you to see how precise this trade worked out for everyone in the chat room. The stock ended up pulling instead of 14, it gave an extra gift and hit 13. Now I want you to look. Remember I said when it bottom curled, it will go 1 to 2 points to the upside on a short cover squeeze. Well, if you look, it pulled 3, and then as soon as it hit bottom, it found a base, and voila. Once the flag broke, you hit 2 points to the upside. 1 to 2 point short covering, then resumed the sell-off, back down to 13 and under. It was just an absolutely stunning play. One that any one of you could have taken. And it was well written, well scripted. Another stock we played today was GLPG. This simply was a short to me. GLPG has a habit of selling half of their gaps. Today, this was gapping up, as you can clearly see. It gapped up on a Lyric upgrade. I'm not a fan of Lyric. They upgraded it from 176 to 200. That told me that the stock would already kind of almost peaking as it is at 191. I felt this gap would get filled. I called for a short at 191, room to 193, and I said, it should go to 185, and that's what I'm looking for, 185. And it would be an all-day slow fader if it does. If it pulled right away, then it was going to be an all-day move to the upside. But once it set in, it has to sell off first and gap fill. So again, it's not going to gap fill all the way, but what I was looking for was 185. And so far, so good. In the first minute, as you can see at the opening and bell, traders were getting paid. Thin stock, but they were still getting paid 191 to 189, and now you can see nothing but sellers, and 185 is not too far away. The number, I believe, third pick in the room that I liked was Pets. Now, Pets was an earnings miss, but after reading the report, and this is what I do, this is why I'm up hours before the market opens, I'm determining that based off of this earnings report, it was overdone. Stock was sitting at 1350. Problem is, the move didn't justify where it is. I felt shorts were going to come in there and gap fill and squeeze it back to 16 plus. I encouraged everyone in pre-market to buy the stock as I was writing the notes and to pick up the stock off the bottom. Look for 16 to pop right at the open, bottom, and then top it off, and then slow fader. If it did pull again at the open for any reason, if it was because I think the stock was sitting at 1475, I told everyone, don't worry if it pulls to 1350 at your position. The stock is going to 16. The main objective was the stock was going to go to 16. No ands, if, or buts. Okay. 143. And then this one is pets. Okay. So if you were in our chat room and this was one of your ones that you decided to take, all you had to do is come down here, ding, 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 on pets, and pick up the weakness. I'll show it to you. And here you go, gapping down way too much. And buy the long right here, here, and here. And just wait for the pop at the opening, and the stock ended up delivering $16.46 at the open. Went up 40 cents above my opening price. Very nice play. Very well scripted, understood, and I really like this one. Really, really good play today. The next one that we did was a stock called BHVN. You know what? Let me do Calm first. Calm was a really nice play today. It actually just gap filled is all it did. Now Calm usually gets bought on weakness, and I played Calm for many, many, many years. The stock has been around a long time. They had some issues with eggs sources and amount of eggs and so forth, but after reading the report, um, they there when you actually read through the report, it was not very positive. I was looking for actually a little bit more of a pull at the open, and the reason why I felt that was I thought that investors would probably, if you longed it, the goal was the stock was going to go to 38. Okay, there's no ands, ifs, or buts. The stock was going to pop and get through 38 before it faded. But I wanted the traders to be aware, like, hey, be aware that this could pull to 34 before the shorts cover. So if you're going to go long at 36, allow yourself some room, and then you'll get the move to 38 before it starts to consider fading. And the reason for that is calm has a tendency to get bought up on weakness. And it's a Wall Street favorite out there. They do like the stock. Hey, traders, Beyond is coming down off that 200. I mean, it's really starting to fall apart now. I mean, it's already down to 194.40. I think they're dumping it. So you might get a nice short on that down to 190 if you look at it. Beyond has continued to come down. I don't know if you're seeing that. If you play with it, don't play with big size, but I think it's got 4 more points in it on the downside, at least to 190 to fill this gap here, and then you got that gap there. They're really dumping it. There's no buyers in the stock now. I think they hit a point and then realize that they got to get out now. So it could flush faster. If it snaps 194 traders, you're going to get 192 real fast. Okay, so keep an eye on it. All right, so let's go back to comp. And so I wanted the chat room to go long the long, and then add on any dips to 34, and then look for the stock to hit 38. And the stock hit 38 in a matter of just a few minutes. I think it took 17 minutes and it hit 38. I went long and I got paid. I took size on it, which I was really pleased with the way I traded. No, I was not pleased how I traded it. Let me correct that. Because right around here, um, it it uh, it it shook me out. It shook me out. I went long. I felt that it had more room to 39 on it, which in the end I was correct. But at the time, it shook me out and it pulled on me. So then I thought, well, I'm going to short the stock. So I gave back half of my money that I made. Then I went to go short the stock down here like an idiot. And then as soon as I announced the short, it popped right back up. And so at that moment, I pretty much just gave it, I broke even on the trade, which was kind of crazy because I don't normally do that. Because I have a rule that once I make money in it, I don't go back. But I felt compelled that this was going to go higher, and it shook me out, but it did exactly what I thought. And I wish I had the commit. Obviously, I wish you know what my problem was. I had too much size. I did. I went in too much size. If I had done very little, then to me it wouldn't have mattered if it pulled. But because I was in it too much size, I was watching it eat away on my P&L on this one. But at the bottom curled and broke out the flag. It was off. I mean, what a great trade. And it fully gap filled. I mean, it was like nothing even happened to them. So the next one we did was a stock called LII. This is one that probably none of you even heard of. It's an earnings play, which is what we do well in Awesome Calls Trading. This was an absolutely exquisite play with 200 shares, 250 shares out of the gate. It had closed at $282 on Friday. It already had sold off about 3 to 5 days prior to the earnings report, but it gapped down considerably this morning. I picked it up off the radar on $18 on the downside. But I went to go read the report, and the report and then I also noticed in pre-market, or when I was looking at it down here, you can see pre-market over here. I noticed a conference call was coming at the opening bell. Now, if there's one thing you have to know, um, typically conference calls, I will short into the call and then long the call. But the calls don't happen for 30 minutes to an hour after. Well, in this case, what made this, hold on, con L-I-I. What made this really incredible was the idea that the conference call was at the opening bell, and so that enticed me even more to take the trade and go long the open. And that's exactly what I did. And I told everyone to do that. I also told everyone in the room that the stock would hit 270 at the open. and it's right here in writing. This will pop towards 270 at the open before it fades. So just get paid. If it did pull this 260, add to your position, but it will go to 270 before it fades. And I want you to see how it worked out. Ding, 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 ding. And if you were here in the room, market order 250 shares, 200. Quick fills, shitty fills. Don't get me wrong. The bid and ask. I mean, when you're gonna buy, you're gonna be down 80 cents right out of the gate, almost a buck. But I knew this stock would make a nice run, and I was confident, and I was looking for the 270, and it hit it. It hit 272 before collapsing, and as you can see, it's heading back down. Traders Beyond just gave up another point and a half. I'm telling you, there's no buyers in the stock. I said 292 fast. It's coming. So if you're shorting the stock, there it comes. Now, once it hits 192, it should do a decent bounce back to 194 and then again collapse. And then your next spot would be probably 190, 138, and then right down here, 189. So if you're shorting the stock off the 200, you're doing good. Right? So that was LII. And it was a really wonderful play. And I'll show you a CRL letter we played today. It was called BHVN. And the reason why this was on our radar is because it was gapping down on a CRL letter. But the problem is that when you read the letter, which I pretty much read this news really, it was gapping down. You can see it was closed at 44. It was gapping down to 41. Okay, typically CRL letters are bad for a company. However, one of the things I tend to do is I look after reading what now BHVN is Alzheimer's related, but they're very important. They're like SRPT in the industry. All right, so what I look for is analyst calls. It doesn't matter if they're the crappiest analyst out there. And the minute I got up, the first thing I saw attached to BHVN on my scanner when I punched it up was I saw right here uh, was an analyst come out immediately and defend the stock within seconds. I'm talking like the news came out, the stock got hit, and bam, they were all over it. And they said to buy the weakness no matter what. And they also said that the letter had nothing to do with what they're working with. It would have no bearing. And actually, they upgraded the stock. That told me that to buy the weakness. So what I did in my notes is I suggested to everyone in the chat room in writing, buy the weakness on BHV on the CRL letter, and the stock will go to 43.50 at the open. So you're going to get about 2 point play on it. I want you to see what happened. It actually hit $45 a share. I mean, that's how much everyone wanted it and how far it squeezed. I mean, this was nuts. Great play though, and it held all day. You know, didn't even come down. And I was even hoping for a little bit more of a pull, but they were all over it, and it did miss a beat. You could see it's trading right where it should trade, and I love these type of plays for the chat room because they are unique, they are different, and not everyone can play a CRL letter, but we do. And lastly, before I go, I want to give props to Raphael and B Trades and a few others. I think Jani and Darkside were on this. LCI just is a monster today. Uh, they have been playing this in the room since the broke out around 660, 670, I believe. What was interesting about this was there's no news on it. I checked the scanners. I still see no news, nothing. There's no upgrade. And what was interesting too is if you look at the opening, it was actually gapping down. I mean, there was nothing until this small buyer came in with 100,000 shares at 6, and didn't see anything. Um, but Raphael and B Trades just stayed with it, and once it kept breaking out, they were calling their spots, and traders made money in the room all the way up to almost, I believe, Raphael. If I scroll up, he had a price target of 903. He had 868. He called, and then 903, and that was from down here off of this breakout here. So I think he deserves a chart today. So it's going to be kind of hard with 7 charts I'm going to pick, but I think I'll do this one over ACST swing, and with ACST when it goes higher, I'll do that one. So I'm going to do this one for Raphael because he did help clients make money in the room on his call. Anyway, congratulations to those that participated in this stock. Truly, truly an amazing trade. And yeah, so we're going to do Raphael LCI chart cross ACST. Anyway, so that was today's action today. We did play the traditional MU because of the upgrade. I called for the stock. When you look at my notes, I said the stock would hit 46.25 on the downside and then long it, and it hit $46.30. You don't believe me? Look right here. I wrote it right here. MU will hit $46.25, then bottom curl, then hit to 47.50. Right there. And also the other one was AMAT. Now AMAT is a little bit different than MU. And so when I looked at AMAT, I thought, you know what, we'll probably get 50-51 before we get any kind of short in it. And you know what? I was right. The only thing I was wrong was I wanted it to happen faster. Like I wanted a quick pop, yank, bottom curl to 48.20, and then long all day to 50-51. But this thing took all day. I mean, you want to see all day to get 50 to 51? I mean, it's all day long. Look, 50 to 51. And this is off a $56 price target. It trades differently than MU. I'm surprised we didn't see anything on light today. Did anybody play light? Typically light is our baby. Um, but this one went from 50, yeah, nothing really, no range. Anyway, these were 2 good ones. Goldman came out with them. And you were not going to fully gap fill at all, but just enough to come down, which is what I was anticipating, hence the 25 call, but it hit like 31. And then they did another one called LRCX. This one they upped it quite a bit. I did kind of want this to hit 200 on my pre-market notes. I felt that it was up a little bit too much. And being Goldman, I anticipate a little bit more of a downside move on it to at least the 200, 201 mark. And instead, it just stuck at 202, broke out through the flag, and just hasn't stopped. We did call 206 on it, I believe, and the stock has succeeded that as well. So, good Goldman calls for a change. And I'll throw out, we're not going to do a chart on this, but SFIX. We played this today on a short side only. There was no long on this. This was upgraded on a tier 2, tier 3 firm today. It was gapping up, and all I could see written all over it was a gap fill to 27.20 and under. That was it. I didn't really want to go long it. I told everyone short to stock. I played these before. And one thing you know about Stitch, they can't hold their gaps. They just can't. They're like Levi. They just can't hold them. And if you go here, you can see my call on it was really very specific, short to stock. This is a short, nothing more, 27.25 and under. If it pops to 28, 28, 50, add. This is going to be it's going to just get smashed. And I love it when I see an upgrade. I played, if you remember, 4 days ago, I played the Goldman Sachs upgrade 5 days ago, if you recall. I think it was right here. Yeah. Is it 5? Was it 10 days? Hold on. Yeah, this is the one I played. I called the stock to 31 at the open, if you recall, and it sold off to 27. There's just no interest in this stock to buy it. It's just pure red. So today's upgrade was just another false attempt to try to get it up there, as you can see. And again, I called the short at 28, 28.25, and slam it down. And, I love these calls. You know, I love what I do. I love getting up 2 hours before the market and just do homework for everyone and show them that if you read the stocks right, you can make a lot of money. And I'm really happy with the work I did today. Um, but I got 93% because I was off on a few things. Uh, but hey, it's a harsh reality. I can't be 100% perfect, but I'll take the 93% and traders' monies. Really nice to see also overall. Twitter, as you know, get a tremendous amount of comments, and Mike Purdue did really well today. You can show his entries and exits. Mike's got a small account, and he uses it. He's a part-time trader. Uh, he has work that he also does, and he made $450 today. I mean, really impressive. I saw Noel did pretty good today. He did AMAT and MU. Both of those made $1,400 today. Let's see what else. Max did amazing today. Max is part of the $500 challenge, and Max made $692 on 500 bucks. Really impressed with the way he traded today. Just exceeded his goal, and he took pays. I mean, there's pays right there. That was his bread and butter, and he took it decent size too, 800 shares, and he got paid. Really proud of him. And then the next one, I believe Brawley did really good too, or Braille. He took pays here short and covered there. Pays was just an amazing trade that a lot of you never traded today, so but we did. All right. So those are today some actions today. All right. And Beyond, I'll just kind of say goodbye with this one. Beyond is still coming down, and again, 192 is the target. Then right after that would be probably 190 and 188. Filling these gaps here, 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 and here. All right. Thank you, traders, and I appreciate you very, very much for this webinar. I hope you learned a lot and enjoyed it. Thank you. And if you want to be a part of our great room tomorrow, all you do is just go to any of our links, obviously Awesome Calls, or you can go to my pre-market notes and just scroll up and click right there on the globe, and bam, take care of it. If you want to be an annual, I do take $500 from that, and I open an account for you or help you open one, and then I apply that money, and then you could be part of the 500 challenge with Ollie, or you just hold the money, and I'll tell you this is a $500 account trade. I might even start identifying them up here, like a pays $500 account, and that account I just want you to double it, triple it by the end of the month, and make $250 a day in it while you're trading your other stocks. So, plus I play 6 months of briefing.com, which is a scan service I employ all of you to use. I think they're an amazing scan service that I love to use, and I think they can help you a lot, especially during earnings season. All right. So thank you. See you tomorrow.